So the first scenario is student registration in the university. So the main challenges that we see and we try to solve is we have multiple interactions, right? The students are required to enter the same information across multiple systems. This is redundant and causes frustration, and it increases data inconsistencies in many systems, and these systems are disconnected. So the university will find it very difficult to get a unified view of student profile. And the identity verification through manual document checks is very intensive manual labor. So we are trying to solve this problem using Agentforce and MuleSoft API. So for the first scenario, we have a topic. So Stefan mentioned what is topic, actions, and instruction. So basically, this is a high-level task that the agent is trying to do. So the actions that the agent will do in this topic is, first of all, it will get student details, all the different parameters that we need to get from the student is we have to give in the instructions. And once all the data is captured, and it will automatically format it and then create a contact object in Salesforce, right? And this will invoke our MuleSoft API to get this data and distribute to all the other systems that we talked about earlier. And while creating the contact object, you will get a student ID, and using the student ID, the agent will prompt the student to send an email with the scan passport. And you can send an email, and the scan passport will be read by a Mule app. It will send to an IDP process, and the process will get the student the passport number, and will update the contact object with the passport ID, and the document status will be changed to approved. Okay, so let us see the actual systems. So this is the Salesforce interface where we have created an agent for our education purpose. So if you open it in the builder, you will see that we have multiple topics here. So this is the topic that we are talking about, student registration. Here you can see all the instructions that we have given. So you can see that it is instructed to get first name, last name, gender, date of birth, etc., etc. That's the first step that the agent has to ask a student if they are wishing to enter into the university, right? And when all the informations are collected, that will be assigned to a variable. So you can see that a clear instruction, save their response in accommodation variable. This is for the accommodation value. And there are other variables defined. So there is no coding involved. It's all plain English text. This variable will be used by the agent when it calls the action education student registration, which is basically a Salesforce flow. I'll show that flow. Yeah, you can see this flow. So based on the data that we have provided, it will call a Salesforce flow to create a record in the contact object with all the data that we received from the user, right? And once the contact object is created, we retrieve the student ID and will show the student to send the email ID. So let's see this process in action. So this is the interface that we will give for the student, and the student will open the chat window. And you can see that the boot is started. I'm asking my request. I would like to register in the university. Okay, so this is the primary thing that the agent will do for this topic, to retrieve all this information. And I'm giving a response. I've not typed it because I just want to show the details. So if you see the details, I have not given this name as first name and last name, right? So it asks for the first name, last name, gender, date of birth, etc., etc. But I've given just a sentence like, this is my name. And if you see the date of birth, I've not mentioned it as a date of birth, it's just a date. And that's not in the right format. And the joining date, I've not at all given any date here. I've just mentioned like June 1st this year. So it will identify that, okay, this is the joining date and the other one is the date of birth. and it is confirming, okay, is this the information that we are passing? Yes. And then it asks for the accommodation. Let me type yes for that as well. So this will create a student ID. Yeah, so we have created a student ID, and then it is asking for to send the passport to this email ID. So let me send this email ID, this email first, and then we will look at the systems that we have updated. So this is the scanned passport, and I'm sending this, and I have to send the student ID because Mule app needs to associate the passport with the student ID. All right, so I've sent it. Now let's see what happened behind the scene. We need to check whether we have created the name was Yaris. Yeah, so we have a contact created, Yaris. This is the student ID, and this is the joining date. And you can also see that the document status is pending here, and there is no proof of status, right? So this contact is created. Now let's see whether the same information is available in this step as well. Okay. Yes, so you can see that we have synced this data into the Moodle system. Now let's see the other systems that we have created. Yes, you can see the finance system, which is a database. There an entry is created. This is the student ID, and you can see that the payment ID, everything is empty for now. We will see in the other, the second scenario that we will fill this later. And there's a library system where we have an entry, and we have something in the ID card system as well. Okay. Now let us see whether we have processed the image. Okay. So anyway, before going to that, let's see what is an IDP process. So we have created an IDP process where we have trained IDP to retrieve date of birth, the name, and the document number from the attached document. So let me try this. So the same, the document that we have sent as an email, and if I run it, yeah, you can see that it has extracted the date of birth, the name, and the document number. So this, we take this as passport number. And see, you can also cross-check whether the name matches with the other one, but for this use case, we have not done that. But you can already guess that there are a lot of possibilities with this kind of check, right? So let me go back to the contact and see whether the document status is changed. Right, this is still in the pending state. Sometimes it will take some more time. Yeah, now it is up. The status is now approved. You can see that the proof ID is this, and this is the passport, right? So that finishes our first use case. So we have created a student ID, we have uploaded our passport, and automatically the passport ID is added into our contact object.